What is up, you guys? In this ETREND vlog, we are going to cover our interview with the one and only Neil Patel. If you're in e-commerce or digital marketing, you know who Neil Patel is by now. He's got an insane amount of content. I actually met Neil in San Francisco probably about over 15 years ago, and I've seen him rise so much in this industry. It's been insane. So for ETREND, we interviewed him on conversion rate optimization. Of course, in e-commerce, your CRO is everything. It's the holy grail to really scale your sales. So you can work, of course, on traffic and building everything else. But if you're not constantly optimizing your websites for a better funnel, for a better conversion, you're not going to scale to where you want to go, right? So CRO is so important to keep your customer acquisition down, your cost, which is so critical, as you must know. Either you're running your own store or you're doing digital marketing for someone else. Your CAC is such an important metric that the way to really get that down, aside from doing digital marketing strategies such as affiliate marketing and other strategies, CRO is going to be what gets you there to make sure that the people visiting your site are converting as best as possible. So here we did the interview, and I just want to highlight certain things. Of course, the interview is on etrend.com. We're going to put the link on the description. But we start the interview by asking him what he thinks is an exciting trend in e-commerce. And the follow-up question also about it is what he sees in the next 5 years. And I thought his answer was super interesting, actually. He talks a lot about personalization of the customer. So right now, there's a lot of talk about automation, and he talks about it being a robotic type of experience. So the more customization you have for your customer, the better experience they'll have, right? And a lot of this has to do with customer service and customer support. Of course, you know, Amazon has been the go-to for customer support and service, as that's what really took them to the top in terms of distinguishing themselves from the competition. So customer service these days is everything. That's going to continue to scale, and personalizing your site to give them a better experience based on what they're looking at is going to really be a great way for you to optimize. The other key thing that I think is worth pointing out, which is a common theme here in the interview as I just scanned through it for you guys to see, is just how much he talks about testing, right? So this might be the obvious thing in CRO, but testing is what gets you there. As easy as it seems, as easy as it is for me to just tell you this or for you to receive the information, the fact is that most companies aren't testing. And when I say test, and this is what is interesting, which he talks about in the interview, is we're talking about testing everything. Here I have an example of a page on Amazon.com, and every single aspect of this product page is something you can test for better optimization when doing CRO. Let's talk about features that you should constantly be testing. Now, this can differ from where you're doing your test. For example, your website might be a place for different tests than Amazon.com. But let's just take Amazon, for example. You can test your title. You can test your images, right? It's so important to test these images because just because you have an image and you might think it's nice, you constantly probably want to get better images as you come up with different ideas or what have you. And testing these elements is crucial. You could test the color of your add to cart, the color of your buy now. This is interesting because if you look at what Amazon is doing with color schemes, you might say that Amazon is the standard for online shopping. So you can actually copy some of this, right? And I would even say that Amazon doesn't do a lot of testing because they are already a proven site. They see their conversion well enough to where they're not testing too much, but I'm assuming over the next few years that might change. They haven't done too much change when it comes to design at all. But the point is, which is, again, a common theme within the interview that Neil Patel talks a lot about, is just how much change he does on a micro level. So again, whether it's changing the color of your at the cart, whether it's changing any element on your website can be a test to optimize. Another thing is it's not only about optimizing your website, but it's about optimizing your funnel. So what does that mean? That means that when you create an email funnel, right? Let's say a welcome funnel, you're creating a retargeting funnel, you want to change your messaging, you want to change your images. All these things are going to lead to better results as you test them, right? So usually your first try is not going to be the best. Your second try is not going to be the best. Your third try is not going to be the best. We're talking about changes that can go into the 50th or 60th time you test different features, different elements on these sites. So check out this interview. I think it's really informative if you're currently working on CRO or it's something you're considered doing. It's a great piece of content, very easy, digestible read to understand a little bit more about Neil's process and how he thinks about CRO and CRO for e-commerce. If you guys have any questions at all, any comments, anything at all, we're just starting our channel again. Very excited to do so. We got some cool guests with these interviews coming up, so let us know.